Hey guys, welcome back to Home Theater Guru. So today we're going to be looking at some seats from Valencia. They sent me two of these to review. These are the Valencia Tuscany Ultimate Heat and Ventilation. So these are from their Ultimate line. So they're basically the standard Tuscany, but you know, the Ultimate is upgraded, and these are upgraded a little bit further with the heat and ventilation. Now we have two of these. I have a row of 4 of the standard Tuscany in the movie room, in my personal movie room. So we have 2 of these that are going to replace the 2 center seats in my room, which is going to be kind of neat because we can, you know, side by side, we can compare the standard to the Ultimate lineup and see, you know, just how they compare and how much nicer the leather is. Now, of course, the standard Tuscany, you know, it's a very nice leather itself. This is just a higher end leather. All right, so let's go ahead and get these out of the box. All right. You can get 2 people if you need to, just to kind of guide them on there. Let's see if you can see this. There's a channel right there, and it's going to just slide onto the back of the seat here. That's it. Let's give it a little push to lock it in, and there you go. All right, so now let's go ahead and go over the hookups. Okay, right here, this is our power cord. It's just Velcroed on. And you can see right here, these are the receivers for our back plate. So our back plate's gonna slide into those. So here's our 120 volt cord. Now, also you'll notice right here, in your armrest, you'll find another cord. This is actually, I believe this one actually powers the seat controls. This one I think this one's probably the blower assembly. I just know one of the seats I've already unpacked, and I had to get this one out, plug it in right here, and there's a switch, rocker switch, to make the actual seat adjustments work. So you've got 2 power cords. Let's go ahead and hook up the backrest here. So it's pretty self-explanatory. You'll see 2 red ones. Those 2 go together. So now we'll just slide our back plate on there. Of course, we need to plug this up. Okay, and here's our back plate. There we go. Okay, so these are ready to go now. We're gonna go ahead and put these in the movie room and start testing out the different functions of them and see what we think compared to the standard Valencia. All right, so we've got these set up in the movie room now. As you see, these 2 are the Ultimate with the heat and air, and these over here, flanking them, are the original Valencia Tuscanys. Now, as we already talked about, the leather is quite a bit upgraded on these, and what that really means is not so much softer, but much thicker. So, you know, it's just a much thicker, I mean, it's probably at least twice as thick. If you have animals like, say, large dogs, cats with their murder mittens, something like that, this is gonna be way more durable, you know, with sharp claws than something like this, or even dogs. You know, dogs don't have sharp claws really, but they're, you know, they got some weight to them sometimes. This over here will scuff a little bit way before this will. This is very, very durable leather. Now, I have had probably a week to kind of compare the 2. They do feel a lot different, even though they're both the Tuscanys. These are a lot softer. So if you like a softer seat, you're gonna like the originals better than the Ultimate. The Ultimate is a firmer seat. It's still very, very comfortable. It's just not quite as sink in as, you know, the originals. Now, these are older, but these seats on the outside, especially this one really hasn't been sat in very much at all. But I mean, honestly, the ones in the middle have been sat in a lot. But they held up so well, there was really very little wear or difference between how they sat, even though they're probably 2 years old now. So the Valencia line, I mean, they hold up extremely well. But as far as, you know, saying, you know, maybe this one's just broke in, that's not really the case, because this seat is just not used that often. They've always felt like this. From the day we got them, they were very, very plush and soft. Now, I wouldn't say that the Ultimate here are really firm. They're kind of in the middle between firm and soft, where these are more towards a soft seat. As far as the functions go, they all recline, you know, have the lumbar support and also the headrest. Now, these, of course, have the added heat and air. And also, because these are the Ultimate lineup, we also have I think 7 different colors of LEDs, and we can also turn the LEDs off. It's one of my pet peeves about These seats over here, the standard ones, the control panel is always lit up. You can turn off the LEDs for the cup holder, and under the seats, you know, you can turn those off with a push button, but the control panel stays lit up. It's not very bright, but in a really dark room, it can be kind of annoying. Where these right here, they don't light up at all. The only LED function you have is for the floor LED and the cup holder. I actually had some seats from Seatcraft years ago. Now I've got some from Seatcraft in the living room, and I would not suggest those due to horrendous quality control issues. But I had some in the past in my old theater, and I actually took they had the same problem, but they were really bright. The control panels were really bright. I actually took those apart and took black fingernail polish and painted over the LEDs and then put them back together just to dim them because they were so bright. Again, these are nowhere near that bright on the standard. They're not that bad, really. But those old ones from Seatcraft, they would actually shine blue light on the walls. They were so bright. They were just unbearable. All the seats I've had from Valencia, the stitching, attention to detail was just freaking perfect. That's from, had the Monza. I've actually got those in the house now. I've had the Naples. I've had, you know, of course, I've got the standard Valencia, and now I've got these. So that's 4 different models of Valencia I've had in the house. Hands down, they really, out of all the seat brands I've had, their quality control was hands down better than any of the others. The stitch work was better than any of the others. Not a lot of like weird stitching where they didn't get it perfect before they stitched it, where we have leather that's folded together and wrinkled. None of that. All the other brands I've had have had some of that, but nothing like that on the Valencia. So I've been very happy with the quality control of their seats. Okay, now of course, as you saw in the title, there is one more thing that makes these seats really special, and that is that they have heat and ventilation. And if you look right inside here, this is where a knob is at to control both the heat and the cooling. The cooling is just ventilation, like the name says. It doesn't actually cool, it just gets some air moving. Now that is a small fan. You can hear it running inside the seats. It's very faint, but you can hear it. If you've got a really quiet movie room or theater, that's probably gonna bug you a little bit. It is slightly noisy, but you know, if there's a lot of action going on, it's probably not going to bother you. But I think most people are really going to want to use the heat function. All right, so it's been about 10 minutes. I kind of let the heater section warm up a little. You know, it takes a few minutes for it to really get good and hot. First, let's look at the other side. So it's a cold 64 degrees. Keep the room cold. So over here, we've got 75, 86, 89, 90, 84. Let's see, 78, 85, 91, 99. So yeah, I mean, it works really, really well. All right, now the button right in front of that button next to your butt, the second button up, you tap it. It's gonna go to your home position, whatever you've set that as, not your home position, but your saved position. So, you know, this way, pick your favorite position, and what you're gonna do is, let's go ahead and change a few things. So let's go ahead and raise up the headrest. And let's extend it a little more. Let's bring the lumbar up, and now we're gonna hold down that second button. Okay, you heard that beep. So now, whenever I press that button, it's gonna go to this position. Now, we can bring everything slowly back to the home position by bringing the foot in, bringing the headrest in, one by one, or we can just hold down that button that's closest to our butt, and it's gonna bring everything back to the home position. Now, we can stop it here and go back to our safe position, and my lumbar is coming back out, my headrest is coming up. So there we go. It's really easy to operate. Let's go ahead and put it back in the home position. All right. Now let's compare the cup holders for these Ultimates to the original Tuscany. Now, the original ones, they're more plastic. The LED is inside it, where these new ones right here are really like a kind of a darker chrome looking color. It's really a nice looking finish, and the LED strip is around the outside edge, which actually is really nice. I really do like that better. And the best thing about these, they come out. So that's really cool that you can just pull these out and go rinse them off or whatever. But they're a really nice looking finish. So that's pretty slick. And of course you have the same receivers right here, so you can receive your wine glasses, tablet holders, and what have you, tray table. My tray table is always here ready to go. Check these out down in the description. Those are affiliate links. So if you decide to buy, please use those links. It does help the channel out. It's not like I make a killing, but I do make a very small amount off of those sales. All right, guys, that's going to be it for this one. If you have any questions on home theater setup or anything like that, drop them down in the comments below. We do Q&A sometimes where we'll find questions that I think a lot of people want to know the answer to, and we'll have like a 3 to 5 minute video answering that question. All right, guys, that's going to be it for this one. I'll see y'all for the next one.